You guys want to see what books I have up here all the time? So my sister got me She Sew Balls for Christmas last year. I still have to read this. And then I have this that I found at Borders. Or is Borders closed in Barnes & Noble? Barnes & Nobles. And then I have cupcakes. Pretty cool cupcake ideas. And who doesn't love chili? I don't, just kidding. So this is Chili Madness. I read through cookbooks how people read storybooks. Mexican confetti salad. Ooh, Chevre bruschetta. Creamy mango salsa. Why don't I look in this book more often? Hot cheese dip. I'm gonna make some hot cheese dip with chorizo. Oh, for Thanksgiving. Books, books, books help me cook. Hey Cakenistas, it's Marisha, and for the whole month of November, I'm doing nothing but food cakes. November is about the beginning of the holidays, food, family, fun, and I just want to do food cakes. I really like doing food cakes. It's a lot of fun. I decided that I was going to do food cakes the second week of November, and then on the third week is when I finally pushed them out, and I didn't realize, now here comes the fourth week. I have so many food cake ideas, it's ridiculous. So I'm gonna just take this whole thing into December and we're just gonna keep it going. I'm gonna throw in Christmas inspired videos, but I'm definitely gonna be doing food cakes for the rest of the year. I'm on keto and I can't eat nachos, so I feel like I'm just making a bunch of cakes of foods that I actually want to eat. I really want some nachos and I love chili on my nachos. So I'm just gonna go ahead and make a nachos cake. If you haven't done so yet, please subscribe to this channel. If your stomach is already grumbling just from the thumbnail, like the video. Press on the notification bell so that you guys get notified for all the future food videos that I have coming up. And let's get started. So I'm going to start off with my tortilla chips. I'm using actual flour tortillas, not corn, because corn is more of like a savory situation. The flour tortillas are more neutral. And what I did was I just air fried them. You can also toss them in butter. Only air fried them for about 8 minutes. And then when they came out, cinnamon and sugar, and you've got delicious dessert tortillas. So now I'm going to move on to my one layer of cake. This is a vanilla cake. I'm just going to put it on a square plate, and then I'm going to cut it into a square. I'm putting a little bit of frosting on the top of that cake layer. And then I'm going to take each piece that I cut off, add that onto the top of the cake. This way it will be a nice dome shape, but also a square situation that's going to match the plate. And I feel like this is so much better than using 2 layers of cake and having to waste cake scraps. So I'm going to cover the whole thing in frosting and then put that to the side. Now I have some Sour Patch Kids, and I took out the green ones. They're sweet and they're sour. And I'm using these because they're a natural rectangle shape. And I'm just kind of cutting off the sides of the head and the arms and the legs. And then I'm going to cut them into small squares. And these could be green peppers. What are nachos without tomatoes? So I have some Swedish fish swimming onto the scene. I'm going to cut these in half and then cut these into squares as well. I love Swedish fish. They just have a flavor that is unlike any other candy. It is ridiculous. So now we need some cheese sauce on our nachos because I love nacho cheese. It's ridiculous. This is nacho cheese. So I'm taking some instant vanilla pudding mix. I'm going to mix that with milk. I'm only using a couple of tablespoons with a couple splashes of milk until it reaches a good cheese product consistency. And then I'm going to put that into a sandwich baggie and we're going to put that aside. I love refried beans. Oh my goodness, it makes no sense. And I love dulce de leche a little bit more. So I have some dulce de leche that I made right here. And I'm going to add some Rice Krispie cereal to that. And it's going to add that texture because refried beans are never completely smooth. They're kind of chunky. I think this looks so similar. I need my ground beef. So I have more rice cereal. You can definitely start with the chocolate rice cereal, but I already have this rice cereal and I just felt like, why buy the chocolate when I'm just going to cover it in chocolate? So I put chocolate syrup on there initially and then actual melted chocolate. And then I'm going to crumble in some vanilla cake as well. And once I do that, it gives it a really good ground beef texture. And the little white that you see in there from the cereal, girl, that's just flavor. Just some garlic, some onions. Now you're going to take some green fondant. I would prefer a lighter green fondant than this. And I'm going to make lettuce strips. So I'm just cutting very, very thin strips. And then once you do that, crumble it up a little bit. And then just set it to the side and allow them all to harden. My favorite nachos that I ever had were jerk chicken nachos. They had jerk chicken breast, black beans. Have you ever tried that? Please try that. I don't even like a lot of spicy food, but that jalapeno, just a little bit. That's all you need, just a little bit. With the cheddar cheese, man. And I had some good sour cream and some good guacamole. I really love pico de gallo. Oh, please. Now that I have all of my nacho toppings, I'm going to begin sticking all of my nachos into my cake. Some of them are going to stick into the cake, some of them are going to lay onto the plate, some are going to lay up against the cake. We want a lot of variety, we want it to look full. And then as you're building your nachos, you can start to put some of your toppings on there. If this doesn't look like cheese sauce, I don't know what does. Just move up along the cake, and that frosting is really going to help for the chips to stick to the cake. You want to make them go in all different types of angles because nachos are so random. They land however they want to land, and then the cheese sticks them all together. So some are going to be up, some are going to be down, some are going to be sideways. I felt like I burnt my nachos a little bit with that air fryer, but this just looks like toasty goodness to me because honestly, when I buy nachos out at a restaurant, I'll take them home and put them all in the air fryer and they get all nice and golden. Mmm. So now I'm going to add my green peppers and tomatoes, aka Sour Patch Kids and Swedish fish. I feel like I went overboard with the cheese sauce because in real life I probably go overboard with the cheese sauce. I'm going to sprinkle on my ground beef, and this looks so realistic, this beef. It's ridiculous. You're just going to get everything, all types of loaded onto these chips. And then I took clumps of my dulce de leche and I just put them randomly onto the cake. What are nachos without sour cream, mama, and guac? So I'm going to take some vanilla frosting. One I kept white and then the other I dyed a light green, and I'm using an ice cream scoop to put 2 big dollops right on the top. And then I made some modeling chocolate. It's just white chocolate candy melt. I put in a little bit of yellow gel dye and then corn syrup, and I made yellow modeling chocolate. I was able to grate that onto the nachos and then finished off with my lettuce. I have a whole fiesta going on in my head right now. These look so scrumptious. I automatically know how to speak Spanish. I'm officially in one of my favorite Mexican restaurants. I'm getting the Shirley Temple extra cherries. I'm getting my nachos to start off with. I'm gonna finish it off with some chicken tamales. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Couture and a nachos cake. Bye guys. I would dig into these wholeheartedly. Oh snaps. I do have a dulce de leche video, and I'm gonna leave that in the description. Oh, I smell chocolate. Ooh. I love vanilla pudding. I forgot that this was vanilla pudding. Don't let me get a Sour Patch too. And I love Swedish fish. Man, I would dig in. I'd be like, swoop. It wouldn't even have looked like nachos anymore. It would have looked like what she do. Have y'all ever had Swedish fish water ice? Delicious. This is the Cakenista comment of the day. What I do with the cakes, this one, for instance, is gonna go in the trash. I know, I eat the cheesecakes because I can make those keto. Like you saw in the chicken sandwich video, I'll start off with full cake layers. After that, I took the fondant off, reused the fondant, took the pickles off, I reused the pickles. The reason why this lettuce is so dark is because it was the pickles from the chicken sandwich. I took the chicken part of the sandwich, peeled away all the fried part. I used those to make the wontons in the wonton soup. I used the other cake scraps from the chicken sandwich to make the wonton cake that was underneath. I used some of that cake also to make this nacho cake. I literally just keep reusing. So I'll come up with something where I'm using a whole cake layer. And then from that, I'm breaking it down into something where I use cake pieces. And then the pieces will just get smaller and smaller. I'm gonna throw this away. But if I wanted to, because I cut this one cake layer already, I would just crumble it up and I'd have a cake pop video, something like that. Then I don't feel bad about throwing it away because I've literally reused the same cake over and over again until it was unservable to anyone. Also, sometimes the cakes will be for other people. And those are usually the ones that are like kind of random on my channel. They'll usually have a topper, someone's name on them. Thank you so much for asking this question. This was a great question. Click here to watch my Popeye's chicken sandwich cake video, and then click here to watch my General Tso's chicken cake video. Subscribe to this channel and subscribe to my Marisha Couture channel where I do a lot of recipes, vlogs, and whatever else. Blah, blah, blah. So, thank you guys so much. I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye, Cakenistas.